literally having my path crossed by a black cat on Halloween with the baby. She's not sure about it. Oh dear. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's go have a look at the weekend bus. Welcome to the kitchen. Just making Holly hot chocolate because that's what she wants for bed. We just add this nice foamy milky stuff in here. I'll have a touch of that in my coffee. Decaf. Hot chocolate. Very good. Pretty standard Monday. Came home to find the baby was asleep already. What's going on with the hair here? Had a hat on all day. Standard. Also realised that the bald spot is kind of getting progressively bigger, as witnessed by photos of Hazel's baptism that got shared today by Laura, so that's disappointing, but learning to live with it. Just wear more hats basically, it's fine. Some stolen coffee from a hotel, that's what's going in tonight, but as you can see, decaf, which is a win. Just did the worship leaders catch up this week. We're trying to introduce some new songs, some new ones from Bethel Church and from Hillsong, so go check those out. Really good songs. No Longer Slaves, I'll put a link in the comments below, so check that out, by Bethel. It's really difficult choosing songs for church. I don't know if any other worship leaders out there have this problem, but we try and pick them so that they kind of work really well for the congregation. That's really important, but it's also kind of tough because you're always trying to find ones that you like. The cat's here, hang on. It's always difficult because you're trying to find ones that really work for the full congregation. That has to, you know, not just ones that you want to listen to, ones that really everyone can kind of get into worship in and, you know, kind of it be in a good place, but they also have to kind of be memorable and also crucially easier to sing and not just made of the 4 chords that go into all worship songs. So yeah, if you've got any suggestions about how you kind of pick your worship sets, maybe you leave a comment below, or yeah, just give us some suggestions. I'd be really interested if anyone's got some ideas on that. This is Scout, by the way. This is the cat. Features heavily on Instagram, so you can follow that. Again, link down there. Okay, so decided that vlogging just by holding the iPhone like this is a little bit difficult, so I've got a few bits and pieces to try and kind of make that a little bit easier. So let's take a look at those. I picked up a few things on Amazon which are really helpful for vlogging if you're just going to do it with the iPhone. So let's just start with this. So first of all, this is the Jumpy Gorilla Pod for phones, the small version. You can also get a bigger one as well that they do, so that you can put a larger phone in. So it comes with this nifty little kind of clip which has got a standard jack put on the back there, so that's a standard kind of 1/4 inch thread that you can add onto a camera kit, and this is kind of spring loaded, so you can kind of fit any phone in there, so that's really good. And that mounts on the top of the Gorilla Pod that you'll see kind of cameramen and women of all ages and camera carrying sizes using these kind of things. Really useful kind of multi-directional grippy thing, just for a sense of scale. This is a kind of standard torch. This is about the same kind of size as that, and so try and kind of do this one-handed. It's very difficult. This is why I bought the grip in the first place. So that just goes into the clip like that, and then you can see that's positioned on there for you to hook your phone in. So that's the Gorilla Pod, really useful for shooting time-lapse, and really good if you just want a nice steady angle, which you'll see I just shot the bit of the vlog that you saw before or after this, depending on where I put it in the edit, was also shot holding this positioned on the top of the fridge in the kitchen, so that's really good. Then the other things, also one of the things that you find that shooting on the iPhone is that the video really crops in, the sensor really crops in when it's trying to shoot video versus photo. So sometimes you want to counteract that, and there's two ways of doing that with this little gadget. Clearly not exactly branded. $5.99 off of Amazon. You can get more expensive ones rolling up mostly to the Olo clip, which I know several people who've bought, which is really good, but I didn't want to invest more than £5 on this in case it was bad, so I'm just gone with this one. So this has nice little lens caps that go on each of these lenses. and this is the fisheye, and it just hooks on the top of your iPhone 6. So this is made for the iPhone 6 and 6S. Fits on the top there. On the back here, you've got a macro lens, which is super tight, and I'll show you a clip of what that looks like in a second. And then you've got the wide angle, which is an extra little attachment clip that just screws on the front there, so you can switch that in and out. So you've got 3 lenses in one, $5.99. I've been using these, they're pretty good. Best if you are using them for video, or if you're shooting square photos for things like Instagram, because when it crops in you don't get any of this kind of bleed in of the surround here, which can be a problem, but is worth taking a look at. So grab one of those if that's something you want to try out. Like I say, not very much. I'll put the link to that in the comments below so you can grab hold of that. And also for the Joby. Again, this is not vital vlogging equipment, but helpful if you want Instagrams. Good, so that's the gear. Okay, so this is me shooting video. Oh look, there's Holly. She's editing something down there. So this is just the clip I was telling you about. So this is, you're watching here, standard video. So I'm just going to slide this on. This is now the fisheye. So you can see it kind of bosses it out, but you are getting this kind of like, you probably see this up here and down there and around there is the kind of cropping in of where the lens goes over the top. So that's not so great. Up real tight. So again, that's nice if you just want that kind of really detailed kind of look, and you don't get any of the cropping problems with the macro lens that you do with the fisheye or the wide angle. So this is again what I mean about the cropping of the frame. You can see just how if you're trying to frame up this mirror here, a little bit difficult, but again add the wide angle lens and you can see it gives you back a lot of that space that you're losing when the iPhone crops it in. So if you just want a little bit wider of a shot, this is actually really helpful to kind of give you back some of that space. Again, can get a little bit blurry around the edges here and here, but otherwise for standard kind of field of view, and it gives you that kind of GoPro-esque kind of feel without having to actually buy or carry around a GoPro, so that's pretty good. Okay, and this is just a little demo to show you kind of nice steady shot. This is using the wide angle of that lens that I was just telling you about, and on the Joby, Gorilla Pod grip, which is really nice. So nice and steady shot, and you can kind of get quite a wide field of view in. You might even be able to see Holly kind of over in the background there, doing her pretty cheeky face. Check out the links below. I'll leave you links to all the stuff that this is what you have to put up with when you live with this person. So good night. Good night, Scout.